Dear children, good news is that India's Covaxin human trials, which is going on in the AIIMS Delhi, has no side effects so far. So just pray strong that it crosses all the level without obstacle and we all get vaccinated and our lives takes the normal regime. But surely it has marked a dark patch on our subconscious. But then I will say that we must try to keep good memories and throw away the bad ones. As you can clearly see that my today's lecture program is based upon the numericals based on the latent heat. Latent heat is a topic that you have already studied under the change of state in the chapter matter in our surrounding. But here I will try to tell one thing, that gaining knowledge is different thing and assessment of knowledge is different thing. It may can happen that some topics which you are studying or will study in our future classes will not be included for our assessment program and during the essay 1 or essay 2 due to this critical situation going around the country. Some of the portion of the your regular chapters will be omitted or removed, but gaining knowledge about when we are talking about science, then gaining knowledge is making your concept better and stronger. So when I am concerned, as far as I am concerned, I will not like to omit any topic. I will include every topic and I will keep giving you a right idea of the every concept. So in this order only, I have brought numericals related to latent heat. Latent heat is what you all have good idea. It is nothing but the heat required to change the state of a substance. Change the state of a substance is done by either absorbing heat or releasing heat, and sometimes with the application of pressure also. So latent heat is that heat which is the hidden heat, and that heat is applied only at the melting point and boiling point of the substance, because these are the temperatures where the change of state takes place. So before melting point, achieving the melting point, or before achieving the boiling point, you will see that the temperature is rising in the thermometer. But as soon as the temperature becomes fixed, it means that now the heat which is getting supplied to the substance is used up in overcoming its forces of cohesion, and that heat is called hidden heat. So we call it either hidden heat or heat of transformation. Why? Because this heat is utilized in overcoming the forces of cohesion. Now try to understand what is forces of cohesion. There are two types of energy basically. One is your kinetic energy and another is your potential energy. Kinetic energy allows the particles to move. It is the energy required for the movement of the particle, and the potential energy is necessary for the position of the particle. Try to understand, our position is due to the potential energy, and that potential energy, in other words, is also called forces of cohesion. When the particle potential energy gets overcome, then it moves from its place, and then your only change of state becomes possible. So this is provided by the latent heat, which is not shown up in the thermometer, because it is the hidden energy which is trying to overcome the forces of cohesion and changing the phase of the substance. Phase means state here. So this is your hidden energy, and for every substance its value is fixed for 1 kilogram of substance. It is expressed either in the calories or in the joule per kilogram. These are the two units you can say. And there are two types also, because there are two types of change of state. One is from solid to liquid, another is from liquid to gas. So first type of latent heat is your latent heat of fusion. This is the amount of energy which is required to change 1 kilogram of substance completely into 1 kilogram of solid completely into liquid. Means at the melting point it is applied and it changes the solid completely into liquid. It means that it melts the solid. So for example, I am giving you that it is for water, 1 kilogram of ice suppose that you have taken, then 1 kilogram of ice if completely changes into 1 kilogram of water liquid state, then the energy required is your 3 3.2 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg, or joule kg inverse also you can say, and the temperature will remain fixed, which is your 0 degree Celsius. Temperature of the ice will remain minus minus 4 degree, 5 degree, whatever it can remain. As soon as you start heating the ice, you will see that the temperature is rising from minus 5 to minus 4, and it will slowly go to the 0 degree Celsius, and at 0 degree Celsius surprisingly it will not rise above, because there the change of state takes place and the provided energy is trying to break the forces of cohesion or sticking of the particle between the solid and it will move to convert into solid to liquid. So as long as the temperature is rising in the thermometer, it means that it is trying to achieve its kinetic energy. Once the kinetic energy is adequately or sufficiently achieved, then the particle's position has to be disturbed, and for disturbing the position of the particle, what we need is this latent heat, and latent heat of fusion is responsible for making the solid into liquid. So this is the value that 3.2 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kilogram of heat energy will be required to convert 1 kilogram of ice into water at 0 degrees Celsius, and it is expressed in LF as LF, latent heat of fusion. Now try to know about the latent heat of vaporization, which is the second type of latent heat. In this, the particle converts from liquid to gaseous state, and this is the energy which is required to convert liquid to gaseous state of the substance. So naturally here also the temperature will become fixed, and the heat energy which is supplied will be trying to overcome the sticking of the liquid particle, because the liquids also have sticking. That is why it has considerable space between it, whereas the and considerable forces of attraction also, whereas in the case of solid what happens, the space is much more and the forces of attraction or forces of cohesion is negligible, but it is good, not bad in the case of liquid. That is why liquid flows and it can be confined in a container, whereas the gas only flows and can't be confined in a container. So latent heat of vaporization of, for example, I have given in the case of water, if you are heating the water and the water achieves its boiling point, which is commonly known as, you all know about it, that it is 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature will become fixed in the thermometer and the water will start boiling, converting into steam. So as long as the boiling is going on, it will only remain 100 degrees Celsius, and the heat required to vaporize the whole 1 kilogram bulk of water into steam will be 22.3 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kilogram. So this is the basic concept I have tried to provide you before shifting towards the numerical part of the chapter. Now I am going to take up my actual topic of today, which is numericals. So boys, first of all, every numerical in the science is solved on the basis of the scientific concept, and the scientific concept is also expressed in the form of formula. This is the numerical expression of any scientific concept that we formulate it. So Q is what? Q is heat energy. The symbolic representation of heat energy is your capital Q. LF and LV, I have already given you idea that what do they express, and the formula is your Q is equal to M. M is the mass of the particle substance, M is the mass of the substance, and LV will be your latent heat of vaporization, and Q is equal to M into LF will be your mass into latent heat of fusion. So for both of the state, the formula has been given for the vaporization also and for the fusion also. Now you will start solving it. First problem has been solved, I myself has solved to make your understanding easier. So first question is what? Determine the amount of heat absorbed by 1 kilogram of water to change phase from liquid to steam. Heat of vaporization is provided here, that is your 225. You can see that 2256 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg. So this is your given here, the heat energy that is your fixed for 1 kilogram of ice to convert into water. Now No, vaporize. Here it is asked about the vaporization. So mass is given 1 kilogram. Latent heat of vaporization also is provided 2256 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kilogram. I have told you about the 22.3 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kilogram. It is same thing. You can see that the power of the 10 is reduced. So it is same thing. And then you have to calculate the heat energy, put the values and you will get the answer. Just multiply it, and since it is just 1 kilogram of ice, you will get the same answer. But here what I have tried to do, but the kilogram will be cancelling out, and then you will get the answer in joule, because the unit of heat is just joule. Joule per kilogram is the unit of latent heat which has been provided. It is the heat energy. So I have tried to play with the power, and I have reduced the digit by shifting the decimal, and then the power is increased by 10 to the power 6 joule. So this is the right answer. So by the next question in this series is that determine the amount of heat released by nitrogen. Nitrogen is a gas, pure gas, to change phase from vapor to liquid. Heat of vaporization of for nitrogen is equal to given as 200 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kilogram. And I have provided you as a hint answer also here, which will be 11.8 joule. So this is also nothing but put the values on the formula which has been provided, and you will get the answer easily. In question number 3, you will find that you have to calculate the amount of heat added to 1 gram gold. Gold is a very strong solid because it is a metal and very hard metal. 1 gram gold to 1 gram it has been given. Keep it in the mind. 1 gram gold to change phase from solid to liquid. The heat of fusion for gold, because here the melting will be done. Gold is solid and it has to be melted into liquid. For gold is equal to 64.5 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kilogram. So here also you will put the values on the formula, but don't forget to change the unit, because we are taking the latent heat in joule per kilogram, and here the mass of the gold is given in the gram, so you convert it in kilogram. You know that 1 gram will be your 10 to the power minus 3 kilogram. So that you do, and as a hint I have provided the answer. You will get this answer. If you are getting it, then your calculation will be right. Now the last question is question number 4. Calculate the amount of heat released by 1 gram mercury. To mercury is a only liquid metal, you might be knowing, so it will be here vaporization. No, it has been given solidification. Liquid to solid will be what? Freezing, and freezing is also fusion. So what is the 1 gram? 1 gram here also given. 1 gram mercury to change phase from liquid to solid. So heat of fusion is provided for mercury is 11.8 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kg. Here also I will recommend that you will change the gram into kilogram, and the answer, if you are doing it rightly, then the answer will be coming as 11.8 joule. So children, this is my you can say that informative class on the numerical part of latent heat. Remain short, but I don't think that it won't be useful to you. It will definitely remain useful to you. So solve it, send it.